There, comic book fans. I am back this week with 5 new comics and a replacement comic. If you remember, last week I was disappointed when I got this home and noticed this big, I don't know what you'd call it, almost rip. It goes through a few pages. It's like, oh, there's actually a little rip there. It's kind of like someone grabbed it right by that edge and folded it over a little bit like that. But my comic shop was on top of it. Turned out, without even me asking, they had a replacement for me this week. So I'll bring this one back to them next week, and I think they ripped the cover off and send it in for credit. But someone there must have noticed my Rough Riders was rough, so ordered up a replacement, which they usually do. But usually I don't get comics that damaged. But yeah, very cool to not even have to ask for it and add a replacement for me. That's a good comic shop. And next we have Midnight of the Soul, issue 1 by Howard Chaykin. I think this might be a 6-issue mini or something. I'm not even sure. And I'm not quite positive what it's about. I heard Rob Wiseguy, number today, say something about it. He's a Holocaust survivor, and he's tooling through on his motorcycle through the country in the 50s. I just bought it because it's Howard Chaykin, which is funny because I think Black Kiss 2 was the first Howard Chaykin I'd bought for years. The last Howard Chaykin stuff I bought was in the late 80s. I think it was The Shadow, maybe, by DC. Did he do that? And then I just kind of got tired of Howard Chaykin for 20 years. And then I think starting with Black Kiss 2, and then I picked up, I can't even remember the name of that one, was the one that Brubaker wrote, that 20 issues or so came out. I've got all that one, enjoyed them all, and I'm enjoying Howard Chaykin again, so I'm sure I'll like this one. And here we have Injection, issue number 10. Almost see that dark cover. Are they coming from the spooky house? Are they going to the spooky house? Who knows? I don't know. That cover is kind of doesn't really grab me, but it's a little funny. I don't know why I'm laughing at it. Maybe the spooky house is making me laugh. Oh, they must be going to the spooky house. There's the spooky house. I've been enjoying Injection, especially the second story arc, where things have gotten even weirder as our crew here years ago let some strange creature loose into the internet or something, and now it's magical and internetical, and they're trying to stop it, and it just wants to make the world more interesting by screwing with humans. And this is some weird Warren Ellis, but I like it a lot. I'm enjoying it. I'm trying to think if I like Trees or Injection better. I think now I like Injection better. I like Trees better than the first story arc of Injection, but I think I like Injection's second story arc better than I like Trees. But I like them both, so check out some Warren Ellis written books. And who's drawing this one? Is Declan Shavely? Is that his name? Yeah, Declan Shavely, Jordi Belair on covers, Fantagraphics on lettering and design. But, good stuff. Check out Injection. And next we have Birthright, issue 16. Did we get an issue of this a month? Sometimes I'm like, seems like it's been a little while since this came out, but I'm not sure. Last I knew, I think everybody was captured in this by the U.S. government and some evildoer who probably put them at odds with the government. Yeah, I think that was the evil guy. Or he's a good guy, pretended to be evil. Good and evil in this book get all confused. Because there's a whole other world where there's good and evil, and they're looking out for themselves and trying to defeat evil on their world. And sometimes some of their good guys came over here just to hide out from the evil, and they might be evil on our world if they're trying to stop the good guy who's now a bad guy, but his little brother is a good guy who might be the one to stop the evil. Oh my goodness. I enjoyed Birthright despite the mixing of good and evil because of the mixing of the good and evil. That's what makes it interesting. But anyway, Birthright issue number 16. Here we go. Now it's time to complain about another Wicked and the Divine cover, just because I just don't like these white bordered covers, but it's the one I got because I don't even think they have shelf copies of this at my comic book store, so I get whatever cover they give me. But I liked the alternate full art cover better, even though I couldn't get it. But what the heck, the story inside is excellent. All the gods are fighting amongst themselves. You know, they only have 2 years to live, but still they got to fight amongst themselves. And there's gods killing. Finally, I just read today that this issue is going to be a lot of action. I mean, this whole story arc is a lot of action. It has been for the last two, as the gods have divided into two different factions and are now facing off against each other. And a couple of them have already died, and we're trying to figure out what some of their secret plans are, and others are just trying to survive. And it's been a good series all along. But it's nice to see some fighting in this one, because we've been expecting the gods to start fighting amongst themselves for, how many issues is this now? For 20 issues now, when they started 18 issues in. But Wicked and the Divine. And our final comic for this week is Revival number 40, a rural noir by Tim Seeley and Mike Norton. Nice cover. I think, is this the beginning? I read there's one 6-issue story arc left in this before it finishes. Nice establishing shot. But I don't know. I don't know if this is the first issue of the 6-issue story arc, if it starts after this. So I'm still not positive what the last issue of Revival is going to be. But I've been enjoying it all along. The military / government is finally making itself kind of a force in this little town that's been quarantined, and the locals are getting tired of it, and there's corruption and secret agendas and ghost souls. So I have no idea how he's going to end this series, because this series never seemed to be on a journey. It just seemed to be kind of it's almost a slice of life horror story where, you know, what happens if, you know, the dead suddenly revive in this town, and there's a slice of life look at that in a horror sort of way. So I have zero clue how this one's going to end. Probably besides with a big blow up between whoever is our main character and their antagonists are. But besides that, I have no idea how Revival's going to end. I can't wait to see. Finally, we'll give you a little look at my background art. The first piece is Painted Lady number 14, which I just finished today. Classic from underneath chest thrust out into the air pose. And the other one, I may have shown this one before, because I don't even remember, because I've done about 12 of these Swirl World ink drawings that I colored, and I finally got the magazine I was making out of them together on blurb.com, which is a print-on-demand site. And I put together a color magazine for it. I haven't got the proof back for it, but it should be coming Saturday. But once I do, I'll show it to you, and anybody who wants a copy of that. And I'm putting together a few other books to try and get them all online at the same time. If anybody wants a copy of that or any of my other work, I think I'm going to reformat my digital comic so it can be printed on demand. That'll take a little doing. But yeah, I should have the proof copy of that on Saturday, and I think I'll make a video of it when I get it. Hopefully the printing and colors will be nice. But until then, you guys have a good week out there.